Hello, all you wonderful people. Today I am yet again sketching out another character for my story, Cloudbound. Definitely check out my past videos I've made, and let's just jump into it. The character I'm going to be working on today is named Castiel, and he is from an area called the Storm. So far, everywhere in my book has existed in one area, and over that area, there's kind of like a glass dome surrounding it all. The Storm, on the other hand, is outside of the glass dome, floating kind of above it. So the people inside the glass dome don't know about the glass dome or the storm area, and the people in the storm don't know about the people under the glass dome. The best way I can describe the storm is kind of like a sketchy marketplace, so everyone who lives there wears cloaks. The people who live in the storm are called strikes. I kind of based them off of lightning when I was creating them, so their skin glows and they can run pretty fast. So when they run, it kind of looks like a trail of lightning is behind them. So Castiel, he has grown up closer to the palace in the storm. So around there, that's basically the only place in the storm that kind of functions as a regular kingdom. So he has lived basically a pretty normal life compared to half of the people in the storm. And his sister Yona practically raised him because his parents were kind of a little bit neglectful. Unlike most people in the storm, Yona is kind and giving to Castiel, and she is genuinely a good person. Sadly, she dies. I haven't really figured out all the details on how she dies yet, but Castiel basically blames himself for her death. Since Castiel thinks it's his fault, he is really ashamed of himself for basically the rest of his life. In the following years after Yona's death, Castiel's life gets harder and harder. Along with living alone with his neglectful parents, the very world that Castiel is living in seems to change as the palace area begins to slowly look more like the rest of the storm. Castiel, being only around 10 years old at this time, thinks that his sister's death is the reason for his life being harder. And honestly, how could he not? I mean, before his sister died, his life was wonderful and amazing, but after, it just turned hard and cold in almost the blink of an eye. So, thinking that his sister coming back will not only fix his life, but also fix how he's ashamed of himself, that is what he tries to do. In his quest to bring his sister back from the dead, he stumbles upon an old legend about an artifact called the Eye. The Eye is basically just a magical artifact that can answer any question that you ask it. Castiel believes that if he gets the Eye, then it will tell him how he will be able to bring his sister back. So he tracks it down all the way to the Prince of the Storm. Castiel goes to the palace in the night and kills the prince in his efforts to get the Eye. Unfortunately, it's missing. In the storm, there's not a lot of things that you can do that will make you a criminal. Even killing people isn't really a crime in the storm, as I'm pretty sure plenty of people have done it. But sadly for Castiel, killing the prince is one of those things. So now, as a wanted criminal, his family outright rejects him. That action makes Castiel think of Yona and how she wouldn't have wanted him to be killing the prince. This makes him even more ashamed of his actions and therefore himself. As he runs from his actions, Castiel doesn't know where he's going or where he wants to go. He doesn't even care if he lives. Castiel runs straight off of the storm and falls onto the glass dome. Since he is based off of lightning, the impact of him falling on the dome breaks it, and he continues falling into the sky, which is the place that my main character lives. As you can probably already infer from my last video, this is where my two characters meet. But if you haven't watched my last video, definitely go do that. That's basically all I have for the background of this character, and stay tuned for next week when I post another video.